Boy, let me teach you. Every young man has to answer one question at some point. Am I a man? Here is the dark reality. If you listen to society talking about how to become a man, you will end up becoming feminine and weak with low hormone levels. Testosterone. There is a reason why our ancestors had more testosterone than the current generation, and their bones were much stronger. It was also difficult to transition from a boy to a man, but it is now more difficult. You will be misled, especially if you do not have a strong father figure to guide you in the modern world. The man and his deception. You will find fictitious terms such as toxic masculinity. There is no such thing as toxic masculinity. It was created by the feminist movement to devalue men. Rather, it could be created by people above the feminist movement to weaken society and control it. But this video is not about that. We will talk about 5 things. Transforming a boy into a man. First, know how to suffer. A man must know how to suffer in silence. Every man suffers from different forms of pain, mentally, physically, and often the pain of other people who depend on you. The truth is that a man has no one else to lean on. There is no crying and the expectation that he will care. People cry or feel sorry for you. This luxury is reserved for women and children only if you are a man. The modern world will tell men it is okay to cry, and the opposite is true. Other men will lose respect for a man who bursts into tears. Women will lose attraction to him. I am not saying that you can never cry. We are all human, and there are moments when it would be acceptable to do this. But crying will not solve anything if the stress becomes too much. You will not get any mercy or pity. This will only indicate to others that you cannot solve your problems. Instead, as a man, you must learn how to suffer, endure, and deal. With crazy pressure, a boy can be selfish and abandon all responsibilities. When the pressure becomes too much, a man should remain steadfast and face difficulties head-on, instead of falling into despair or using unhealthy coping strategies. If a moment comes when she cries, make sure it is alone, or the company of close brothers whom you can trust. You may think this is a toxic thing, but it is the reality of life as a man, which is a good thing. Diamonds are manufactured under intense pressure, and this pressure and suffering create strong men that others can rely on. Secondly, there is great violence. The world can be a dark place, and there are people who, with evil things that you cannot even imagine, and that is why every man needs to have the ability to be dangerous, whether for himself or his loved ones. Every man must protect himself and his loved ones, and you cannot be peaceful unless you are capable of committing great violence. If you are capable of violence, you are not peaceful, but you are not permissive. This means people can do whatever they want to you and everyone you care about. This is the truth. Every person knows that they lack something if they cannot fight. It is something we feel intrinsically inside because it requires too much hard work and effort to become dangerous. You will find many men pretending to be too moral to be dangerous. They will say things like, "I am against violence, so I will never get into a fight." It's cowardice disguised as morality. The coward is more pro-violent than the warrior because the coward will never try to stop the violence. He came his way. If you are truly against violence, then you understand how important it is to be strong and dangerous. Remember that a warrior prays for peace but prepares for war. Third, take risks. No one ever gains anything by just sitting around and doing nothing. Take risks and create the life you want. All of life. It's about taking risks, understanding and learning where your limits lie, and creating the life you want. Once you succeed, the changes that follow cause a ripple effect that changes how kids relate to themselves. They begin to see it is within their power to create the life they want. Stop living someone else's life. Stop thinking that you need to do something for the sake of doing it. Just find the creative potential that lives within you, and take the necessary risks to go out and create it, even if it is difficult. Fourth, obtaining ownership. Jal men should own everything in their world, no matter what happens. In your life, there is always a property you can take. It's scary to take responsibility for anything, let alone our lives. We're used to shifting blame and making excuses when things don't go as planned. Most men will blame failure. so they can't learn from it or grow from it. Complete ownership comes with a weight that most people are unwilling to carry, but you must carry that weight to become a man. We all have limited time here on this earth, so time is the most precious thing we have. To add weight to this sentence, none of us know how much. Of the time we have, this would make this next sentence stand out. Living an unreal life, blaming people and circumstances for our dissatisfaction, is the biggest waste of time and life ever. You must understand 4 things if you want to know how to take ownership. Listen. Stop blaming people and circumstances. Understand what is in your control. Be responsible for everything that is under your control. Do not talk about problems without focusing on solutions. When you understand this and apply it, you stop making excuses and take control of your path in life. Do you understand how powerful this is? 5th, testosterone. Testosterone is the primary hormone that affects your dominance and masculinity the most. Any male with a shallow level of testosterone is just a shell of the man he could be. Look at any domestic cat and notice how it changes when its reproductive capabilities are removed. You will notice its weight. The cat is getting lazy. We live in a world where countless bad habits reduce your testosterone daily. If you have watched this video until the end and want to know better, ways to increase your testosterone naturally, leave your comment below. If you want to develop in life, show some love by pressing the like button and subscribing to the channel. We will meet next time.